Well, we want to make every trip to the grocery store really, really count. So chef and author Michelle Dudash now shows us which fresh spring produce lasts the longest.
Hey guys, Michelle Dudash here. Now, spring is here. This is the time of year where the spring produce is coming out. Now the question is, what will last the longest in our refrigerators and in our pantries? So I have a few different produce here today to share with you. The first one is kale. Now, when it comes to kale, also spinach. This is something you can stock up on right now. It's pretty hardy, so it's going to last longer in your refrigerator. The ways I like to use it is two different ways. You can use it in salads. You can chop it up. You can slice it very thinly. The key, though, to tenderize it is to marinate it in just a light coating of some vinaigrette, maybe a little red wine vinaigrette. Just massage that in there, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes with some salt, and that's going to tenderize it. I also like to saute this. What you can do is cut off the leaves, chop up the rib, saute that in some garlic with some salt, and then you add your greens, maybe a little chicken broth or vegetable broth, and then I like to finish it with some sort of an acid. Maybe it's vinegar or maybe a little splash of lemon. Now, when it comes to fruit, oranges, this is orange season. So we have all different types of oranges. They're at their peak sweetness. They're U.S. grown. We have gold nuggets, caracaras, miniolas. We have ojai. We have all sorts of citrus available. So make sure you stock up on those. Also, of course, the mandarins, which the kids particularly love. Now, what you can do with these, put them into smoothies, put them in salads. Those would actually go great with kale. You can serve these as a side dish, as a snack. I will also have these as a dessert sometimes because they're at their peak sweetness. And they taste great. Next, we have lemons. As a chef, I always keep lemons stocked. You can just, right now I'm buying these by the bag because, of course, we want to minimize our grocery trips right now. So what I'll use these for, finishing any type of dish. Also spritzing over chicken, using as a marinade. You can grate the peel. That's great as a beef marinade or a chicken marinade. Also on fish, of course. So keep these on hand. And you can also make a vinaigrette out of these too with just a little olive oil, a little salt, maybe some grated Parmesan. Onions are another chef staple. Buy these by the bag. Great thing here is they don't need refrigeration. So these you can just keep on your counter. As long as they're firm, they're good to go. So you'll just peel off the outer layers, use these in your sauces, in tacos, in marinades, really versatile. By the way, when it comes to citrus, to keep them lasting the longest, the refrigerator is the best place for them. But you can keep them out on your counter for a few days. They'll just eventually, over time, lose some moisture. This is a fun one here, some fresh basil. I actually bought this plant a few weeks ago from the grocery store when I was doing one of my big shopping trips. And it's still thriving. I don't even have a green thumb. All I do is water the base, put it over a little plate or in a dish, and the water will absorb as it needs it. So then at mealtime, you just snip off the top, tear it up with your fingers. You can cut it or chop it, put it over pasta, in sandwiches, in salads, over mozzarella cheese, and that's going to add a ton of flavor. Potatoes, next, we have all sorts of potatoes available. The red new potatoes tend to be fresher in the spring. So, of course, we don't have to refrigerate potatoes. In fact, we don't want to refrigerate potatoes when they are whole like this. Only when they're cut up do you need to. Now, if they get green on them, just cut off the green parts. It's still fine to eat the rest of the potato. If little eyes develop, just cut those off. It doesn't mean the potato's gone bad. It's still fine to eat. Now, you can grill those, you can saute them, you can bake them and boil them. Of course, there's all sorts of side dishes that you can make with potatoes. And then finally, avocados. March usually kicks off avocado season. Now, the key right now, though, of course, when we're making fewer trips to the store, is buying them at the right level of ripeness. What I recommend doing is buying a few firm ones. They really feel like rock hard. You could set those on your counter for a few days, and they're going to eventually ripen over time. Now, you can even put the hard ones in your refrigerator and just pull those when you need them. I've done that. Sometimes they'll last weeks and weeks, and then I'll pull them out, ripen them on the counter when I need them. When they start to get black specks, that means they're starting to ripen. So get ready, because once they start ripening, they ripen pretty quickly. And of course, avocados, so versatile. Salads, sandwiches, great little side dish. Put them over your nachos. Lots of ideas, lots of options for using avocados. Well, those are my tips for spring produce. Next time you're at the store, load up, not too much, we're not hoarding, just load up on what you'll need for a few weeks, and you'll have some delicious meals. Until next time, bye.